Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Let's get started. First up tonight, continuing coverage of our Boomtown series. More people are moving to the region, and last year Spokane County's 911 center saw a significant jump in calls. KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk went to that call taker and that center today to see what call takers and dispatchers are keeping up with. Kyle?
Well, employees at Spokane Regional Emergency Communications, also known as SHREC, say things used to calm down around 11 p.m., but that's not the case anymore. Last year alone, they picked up an extra 35,000 calls compared to 2020. Right now, they're looking to hire more employees to help with their higher call volumes.
Hello, this is 911.
It doesn't matter what time or day.
Time check, when you're reporting.
If you dial 911, someone in this room will answer.
We are the first responders.
From burglaries to barking dogs, every call to 911 or crime check rings here.
You just never know what kind of day you're going to have until you sit in that seat. A baby not breathing, or you hang up from that call and you get somebody stole a piece of mail. 911
operational supervisor Karen Crawford knows things can get busy without warning.
It's not even chaos, it's controlled chaos, so we thrive under pressure.
Operators are having to keep up with Spokane County's growing population.
We don't know if she has any weapons.
More people, more emergencies.
It has been a little bit more on everyone's plate.
911 operations manager Heather Thompson says there's anywhere from 6 to 14 call takers on staff, depending on the time of day.
Our busiest time of the day is 4 in the afternoon.
Last year, this center handled more than 592,000 calls, 35,000 more compared to 2020.
35,000 over an entire year it's a lot, but it's not like you fill that all in one day. But it's it's spread out amongst the call receivers, and they do a great job of handling those call influxes when they do happen.
SHREC is continuously hiring to keep up with call volumes.
We are not immune to the staffing issues that are happening around the country right now.
This year, the agency hired 4 additional call takers. We saw 2 women in training, learning what it takes to handle all sorts of incidents, no matter how serious. Supervisors use one example during training, an elderly man who used to call because he didn't know how to make hot tea.
He finally said, my wife used to make me hot tea at 7 o'clock every night after dinner, and she died, and I don't know how to make hot tea. So it seems kind of trivial, but those are also the calls that kind of keep us going.
And as we mentioned, SHREC is hiring. We'll have a link with more information included in this story on our website. In the newsroom, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
Kyle, thank you very much. Now to our night beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. 2 new COVID testing sites are coming to our area, with one in Cheney and the other in Hilliard. Curative is setting up a COVID-19 PCR testing site at Cheney Middle School. It'll be open Mondays and Wednesdays from 4 to 7 in the evening. They are also setting up a site at the Spokane Public Library in the Hilliard neighborhood. That one will be open Fridays and Saturdays from 10 in the morning until 5 in the evening, and on Sundays from 1 to 4 in the afternoon. Both sites will have walk-up testing available. Appointments can also be made ahead of time at curative.com. The war in Ukraine is now in its 2nd week tonight, with Russian troops now shelling Europe's largest nuclear plant in the south of Ukraine. According to plant officials, Reuters reports that a fire broke out in a training building near the power plant. That fire has now been put out, but U.S. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm said there was no indication of elevated radiation levels at the plant at this time. Ukraine's President Zelensky continues to plead with the U.S. and with NATO to establish a no-fly zone. Russian missiles have since rained down on homes, apartment buildings, and 2 schools in a northern Ukrainian city, killing 35 people.
But it has experienced harm as a result of the placement and construction of these freeways. And so this is a way to mitigate some of that harm.
Spokane's East Central neighborhood could see more changes along I-90 after the legislature passed Bill 5853. The bill will allow the Department of Transportation to lease state property near I-90 and the North Spokane corridor back to the community. That bill now heads to Governor Jay Inslee's desk for his signature before becoming law. However, community members get the final say about what to do with that land. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just text us the word NIGHT to 509-448-2000. We'll send them directly to your phone. All right, let's talk weather now because we saw even more rain today, but hopefully that is about to change. Let's get straight to Cody Proctor in the Weather Center tonight. So Cody, is tomorrow going to be any drier than today was?
That's what we're seeing right now according to our weather models, but today was a soggy one to say the least. Take a look at what we saw on our Doppler radar map. You can see that we had that sweep of moisture just move throughout our entire region. We even picked up at one point in our Doppler some lightning strikes throughout parts of our area, so you can see that. However, as we head into tonight, temperatures a little cooler than last night, about mid-30s right now at the Spokane Airport. Winds coming out of the south at 6 miles per hour. That's a little bit less than what it was earlier when we were getting breezy conditions across the region right now. Mid-30s, low 40s at the moment. 37 in Coeur d'Alene, 36 in Spokane, 31 right now for Omak, and 34 in Pullman. We still have this flood advisory in effect for a good portion of the Idaho Panhandle. That will stay with us till about noon and tomorrow, with minor flooding expected in some low-lying areas. Now, over the next 12 hours, look at that. Not seeing any rain according to our weather models, so some dry conditions are expected. And over the next few days, we're actually looking at more sunshine peeking through for your Saturday and Sunday. Back to you, Mark.
Cody, thank you very much. State basketball continued today as teams across the state played in the quarterfinals. Our Brenna Green joins us now from the newsroom to check in on our local teams over in Tacoma. Brenna?
Hi, Mark. Yeah, the Meade girls, the favorite to win state at the 3A level, as they are undefeated heading into the tournament, taking on Stanwood tonight. Stanwood, the 7 seed, to Meade's 1. Meade started slow in this one. Panthers were 1 for 7 from 3 to begin, but Alicia Suggs hits one here. Then off the inbounds, Parker Brown puts it away. Next, Parker gives it off to Taryn Gardner. Ring it up, ladies and gentlemen. Then Gardner's going to flip it to Olivia Monroe. Meade would take over in this one in the fourth quarter and win 52-33. Mount Spokane upset Auburn last week, so they got to play the lower-seeded Mount Lake Terrace today. The Wildcats came out on fire. You're going to notice a theme in these highlights. Ryan Lafferty able to make his way into the lane. Then Lafferty feeding it to Maverick Sanders. Then Maverick Sanders is going to send it cross court to Xavier Kamalu Vargas. Then Carmalu Vargas sends it back to Sanders. Sharing is caring, folks. All of the guys mentioned here were in double figures today. Mount Spokane rolls 70-45. Heading to the Idaho State Tournament now. The Lake City boys, the favorite to win in that 5A tourney, playing 8-seeded Centennial. After trailing by as many as 9 early, Zach Johnson gets a pair here to put the Timberwolves up in the fourth. The Patriots then responded with 8 straight to retake the lead, but that's when Colton Mitchell drives in, lays it off the window to make it 57-56. Moments later, Elsie back down 5. Mitchell bombs one from just in front of the bench. He had a team-high 20 points to go along with 9 rebounds, but down the stretch, Centennial was just too good. The 8 seed upsetting Lake City 72-67. A few more games that didn't go our area's way in Boise at the 4A level. Moscow downed by Jerome. The 3A level, Marsh Valley came in a perceived heavy favorite against Bonners Ferry, and the seeding was right there. They fall by 20. Back to you.
Brenna, thank you very much. And that was your KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time. We'll be right back after a quick break.